Hey, hey, I was over here jamming, y'all. What's going on, people? Hey, 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 hey. What is going on? How are you all? What up, what up, what up? All of that good stuff. Hey, y'all. We are here this morning for the politics of it all. We haven't done the politics of it all in a long time. It's been almost a month, if not longer. And I apologize. I will not go this long again without bringing y'all the politics of it all. But life has been so busy, y'all. Hey, Jay Parrish. Hey, Nappy Child. Hey, Tracy. Hey, everyone, as you all come in the building. What's good, Jason? Child. Write this up on the way. Yeah. Child, y'all. Hey, Quintessential. Good morning, y'all. Hey, Julia. Hey, everybody. Mm. Shout out to all my contributors to the snack fund. These are our snack of the day lifesavers exotics. It's so good. It's look at the flavors: lemon, star fruit, mandarin orange, Asian pear, Fuji apple, raspberry dragon fruit. Listen, great mix. Hey Julia, hey Tracy, hey Nappy Child, hey Rochelle, hey everybody as y'all come in. Hey Dommy, what's good? What's good, bro? Mm. Listen, as a lifelong fan and advocate of Canada Dry, I know this is sacrilege, but somebody dropped this off and they wanted to use it as chaser for something, and that's the only reason y'all see me drinking Seagram's ginger ale because I do not deviate from my Canada Dry. But I said since it's here, I'll go ahead and finish it up. Hey, Shawan Rose, what's good, everybody? You up early for me? Thank you, Dami. Thank you. You know, it's sacrilege not to drink Canada Dry, but we'll do her today, just for today. Anyway, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the politics of it all. The politics of it all. We're gonna get down to some things today. Please, please, ma'am, please, sir, please get your snacks and your things that you need to regulate your sugar intake. You know, sugar levels often spike around here. So, as we are regulating sugar intake, make sure you got a little peppermint or candy or something. Y'all know how these sugar levels be spiking around here. So, anyway, um, to get them cold. Oh, you like them when they're cold? Listen, I love all things gummy. Like, if you know me, anything that's gummy, I'm here for. I don't like hard candies. I'm not about to chip a tooth on a piece of candy. I don't even like hard cookies. I like soft batch cookies. I don't like hard crunchy cookies. Okay, so I'm looking for anything soft and gummy. What's good, Amber? Shondo's around the building. Anyway, so let's get to our tales from the world of politics in these yet to be United States of America. I heard somebody try to put their own spin on that moniker. What did they say? They said not so United States of America. And I was like, you can't try and steal our stuff from over here because it don't come out as well. It don't have that same stank on it. It don't have that same ring to it like we have over here. You know, people be trying to steal our stuff, all the time. And that's okay. Imitation is they say is one of the, highest forms of flattery, I guess. Hey, Miss Trisha, like, girl, gee, shit. Anyway, I'm trying to figure out where to start. Let me get this one out of the way. So not yesterday, Tuesday, the voters of California went into the voting booths. They did what they did, and they rejected the recall of their Governor Gavin Newsom. Now, y'all know over here, I have not been the biggest Gavin Newsom fan. I am still upset with him for appointing a Latino male to the United States Senate, as opposed to another black female to the United States Senate when Kamala Harris had to give up her seat. But I certainly wanted no parts of Larry Elder. So, um, and so I really wasn't worried that much. However, I'm worried about the reverberations in the political stratosphere afterwards. Okay. In the aftermath of this, as all of the political pundits are clamoring to, tell everybody how they were so right and they knew what was going to happen, and they can tell you specifically how this is going to, you know, affect future elections, whatever. Um, I must say this because I see one of the big things that I see people going with is the fact that Gavin Newsom and people were very staunch and very hard lined on their stance about Trump and about the vaccine. And so what's happening is Democrats around the country are going to try to emulate that and have their own derivative of that as they go out into the political sphere and as they go in their respective areas and talk to their constituents and try to galvanize the people around them and garner votes. The problem with that is this: California is as blue and as progressive as it gets out in these yet to be United States of America. Okay. And so I don't know if that is the right uh, strategy to take if I'm in other parts of the country. Okay. I mean, let's be clear. This is California. This ain't Trump country. Okay. And so if I am a Democrat in a purple state, I'm probably not looking at this as the blueprint for what I need to do come 2022. Let's be clear. Now, I will say that um Trump is a lightning rod, and using Trump and a lot of his things that he goes with it, some of his craziness does seem to galvanize the left. But I don't know, in a midterm election like what we're about to have next year, whether that'll be enough, because it's not a presidential year. It's a midterm election. And on midterm elections, you got to have something else besides the presidency to, hang your hat on. Here's the other thing. The other thing is, if I am a progressive, I'm not talking about a centrist Democrat. If I'm a progressive and I'm a leftist, far left progressive, I don't want any parts of Biden and or Nancy Pelosi politicking and campaigning for me. I don't want y'all on the campaign trail with me, because their politics sometimes is counter to what true progressive and some people out on the left want to do. I'm just saying. I mean, Biden, listen, we're going to get down to the Dems and the centrist Dems and Biden and Nancy Pelosi and how they have failed us here. But let's take a moment and start off good and applaud the state of California and say, y'all did what y'all needed to do. You did what needed to be done, California. You made sure that Volvo, you know where I'm going, Volvo. You already know, bruh. You know. Um, hey, Premium Choice, hey Volvo. Y'all know that the Dems are not doing right by us in these yet to be United States of America. Okay. So thank you, California, for upholding an election. Okay. And saying, yeah, you're not going to overturn our not president, dear God, our governor. You're not going to get rid of our governor. We are not having any parts of Larry Elder, any parts. And I think more so than it being a stamp of approval for for Gavin Newsom, it was a anything but Larry Elder, anything but him. So that's a good thing. I still think, and I would love to have um, those of you all who are over there in the state of California who are probably still asleep, because it's 7:15 out there in California. So you're probably sleeping or getting ready to work. But those people in California, I'd love to get your viewpoints on Gavin Newsom and on politics out there in California. Because to me, what it seems like California is doing like a lot of Democrat bigwigs are doing. They are pandering. Well, pandering is not a good term. Let me rescind that term. Their efforts are being placed into galvanizing the Latino vote and doing all they can to shore up that part of the Democratic Party and making sure that they keep them happy and let them know that they are here for their concerns. All the while, us black people over here, who's been holding down the Democratic Party year after year after year, decade after decade after decade, okay? Our black asses over here who are responsible for Dems being in the White House. Our black asses over here who are responsible for the Dems having 50 votes in the Senate are always put on the back burner. Oh no, you black people, y'all just go, thank you for your vote. We sure appreciate y'all, but y'all can go ahead to the back seat now. The Dems have done that over and over and over and over. And it's upsetting, and it's disgusting, and it gets on my nerves. And I have y'all know I have been blathering about on this platform, and I have gone in on the Democratic Party so many times about how they do not give a shit about black people and our votes. They will use our votes and then they will forget about us until the next presidential election. And what's so idiotic about it is they could really use our votes in the midterm elections, but they don't care enough about us to try to do anything during the midterm elections. It's just a fucking shit show. But we'll talk. We're gonna break all this down. Don't worry, we're gonna break it down like we only can over here. Like we only can over here. God, child. Volvo. I wanted to say pandering, but I didn't want it to come off that harsh. You know, give me a little bit after my sugar level starts spiking. It's gonna be right to pandering. Just a mess. Just a damn mess. Just a goddamn mess. So kudos to them. Um, my inside connections are telling me that there may be a reckoning coming in California with regard to the Dems over there with what we're talking about now, with the fact that they did give up um Kamala Harris's seat that belonged to a black woman and gave it to his Latino man, and that's not what the Black Caucus of Dems over there in California wanted or see it for. But that's a fight that they're going to have over there amongst the Dems. That's yeah. Um, we'll see how that goes. I don't think governor as a whole matters other than how our votes work. Dom, you over there in California? Okay. Hey, Travel Love. So, wanted to start off by telling you that I really wasn't worried about him being, you know, taking out Governor Newsom, but I am worried about what this means. Excuse me for midterm elections. So this Schweppes, not Schweppes, this Seagrams, it just don't have that same stank on it like Canada Dry. You know, Canada Dry is good. Oh, you in the hills? You over there with them? You in Baldwin Hills over there with the rich black folk? Let me find out you got a little bit of change on you, Donnie. All right, so let me see where I'm going next with this. So many things have happened over the last month or so. I'm not going to even break down everything. I'm just going to look at a couple things that's been going on recently. Now, here's one thing that you all that's about to come up, and you're about to hear more and more and more of this in the coming weeks. Okay. So next month, the United States Senate is going to have to raise the debt ceiling. That it's that time of year again, and so there's a collision course of politicking about to happen here. Republicans have said, "Oh yes, we do think that there needs to be a raising of the debt ceiling." Why? Because a lot of the reason we're at the point where we're at with our debt is because of what happened over the past 4 years. However, they're going to play politics with it all. So you're about to see politicking and just next level fuckery and fucktitude down here to Washington, D.C. with this debt ceiling. So here's the Republican part of it. Republican sides are saying, yes, we want the debt ceiling raised, but we ain't doing a goddamn thing for you Democrats. We are not getting rid of the filibuster. And they can reject, they don't have to get rid of the filibuster completely. I have tried the bold flavor J. Parrish. It's really good. My favorite is still Blackberry. Canada Dry. Blackberry is still the GOAT. Blackberry is still my favorite, but I'll try that. I saw the other day, I think it was Seagram's had a white peach ginger ale. and I said I might try it just to see what it's about. But I saw a white peach ginger ale that Seagram's I think had. But I have tried the bold. The bold is good. The bold reminds me of what's the little ones that come in the little glass bottles. Is it Red Robin? No, not Red Robin. It's called oh God, I can't think of it. It come in a little 6 pack, and they come in the small because you could only have a small little glass of it. The ginger ale is oh God, it's called oh, it's gonna come to me, y'all. They come in a little glass ones because when you hit it, when you drink that ginger ale, trust me, it slap you. Okay, you know when it hit the back of that little throat, as we like some other things to hit the back of our little throat. Insert blank. Anyway, when it hit the back of your throat, oh God, it's I can't remember. No, it's not Schweppes. It's I wanted to call it Red Robin, but it comes in a little glass bottle. You get it in a 6 pack. Oh man, it's that's gonna bother me. I can't think of it right now. When it comes to me, I'm gonna think of it. Uh, it's gonna come to me right in the middle. It's called it's something with an R, but it's a real strong ginger ale. It's that ginger ale. And like I said, it don't even come in a 12 ounce. No, it's not Reed's. It's the bottle is green and white, of course. Not the bottle, the wrapper is green and white, but it comes in a small glass. It don't even come in plastic. It comes in a short glass bottle, and you get a 6 pack, and it's a ginger ale. When you get it, it pack a punch. It'd be like, yeah, not Verner's, not Verner's. I know Verner's, not Verner's. But it's gonna come to me. But it don't come in a 2 liter. I've only seen it in a 6 pack, and it's a 6 pack, and I think it's like 8 ounces. It's gonna come to me. Anyway, when I think of it, y'all gonna be like, oh, okay, yeah. Um, Now y'all done got me off topic. I don't even remember. Oh, I was talking about Red Rock. That's what it is. It's Red Rock. I knew it was something with it. I had to look it up. Red Rock ginger ale. If you ain't never had no strong ginger ale, go get you some Red Rock. That Red Rock ginger ale, when you drink it, you go, oh, okay. Yeah, this ain't nothing to be. Yeah, there you go, Shawan. Thank you. It's Red Rock. Red Rock. Red Rock ginger ale is that it will slap you in the mouth. It will punch you in the face. It will say, yeah, stop playing with me. This ain't for the faint of heart. Yeah, J Perry, listen, you have, and it only come in the smaller bottles because they know when you drink that, you're gonna immediately go, oh, it will clear your sinuses. It will go. And like I said, it come in a small. Look it up, Red Rock ginger ale, real strong, real strong. If you like strong ginger ale, I recommend it. Anyway, back to what we were talking about, debt ceiling. So Republicans are out here saying we want to raise the debt ceiling, but we don't want any parts of our constituency or our base thinking that we're going to kowtow to any of the will and pleasure of the Democrats. We are not coalescing with them. We're not doing anything to be a part of anything they got going on. So while they know it's in their best interest to raise the debt ceiling, they are not going to they don't have to technically get rid of the filibuster altogether, but they can decline the filibuster on the issue surrounding raising the debt ceiling. And so what they have said is, we're not going to play with you Dems. If y'all want to raise the debt ceiling, you won't get a vote from us. We will filibuster. And they're going to try to filibuster past. I forgot the date is in October. I think it's the middle of October or whatnot. But they said the only way y'all gonna get this debt ceiling raised is through budget reconciliation. Meaning, and with but if they do it through budget reconciliation, they can do it with the 50 with the simple majority vote, where they can have the 50 Dems vote yes and then have Kamala Harris come break the tie. Whereas if they do it in the with the if they do it regularly, where they would decline the filibuster, at that point they would it will require 60% of the Senate, meaning they would need to garner 10 votes from the Republicans, who have said point blank, we're not negotiating with you people. They have already said, yeah, we're not going to do that. We're not playing with you people. So just know we could have a government shutdown, because the Dems are gonna start to try to blame it on the Republicans and say, oh, well, they're not playing, they're not, doing this in good faith. They're not, coming to the table in good faith or whatever. They're not, and prepare for another government shutdown. Okay, please understand, because these people are not wrapped tightly. Okay, please understand. So you're about to have a situation where one, the Republicans draw their lines in the sands and dig their feet in the ground, and then two, the Dems are going to do the same thing. So now we're going to have another situation. Certain services. Remember, we had a couple of years ago, we had a government shutdown, and that lasted a while. It didn't last like a whole year or so, but it lasted a couple of weeks, if I remember. And so there were services that had to be shut down. In terms of a government shutdown, it's not like people are going to go without being paid. That's not the situation, because there were some people saying that, oh my God, people won't get their paychecks. That's not what will happen. People will get paid. This is, although some Republicans would love for us to go back to the days of slavery and indentured servitude, we ain't there yet. But there are services that will not be. There are services that will go without funding, and so they'll be shut down. And so what that means is, while I'm saying people won't get paid, I am also saying in the same breath, some people not going to be able to go to work. So if you are hourly as opposed to salary, and you work in those different departments, you won't be going to work. So it will affect your pay. So hey Jonay. So just want to let you all know, please know and understand that there are reverberations for a government shutdown. There are government entities and departments and services that will no longer be available to you. And there are people whose, paychecks will be affected because they're not working. Because these people who will be getting paid regardless, the politicians are gonna get paid regardless. But yeah, they're playing these reindeer games with people's livelihoods and jobs and stuff like that, and it's a whole problem. A whole problem. Hey Janae. So understand what this means. When y'all see them over here clamoring, I don't want to listen. I don't Chuck Schumer came out, I think yesterday, and said, oh, we don't want to raise the debt ceiling without it being a bipartisan decision. And let me say this unequivocally, okay? Fuck bipartisanship at this point. Chuck Schumer, you should never utter the term bipartisan anymore, because the other side have told you they want no parts of bipartisan agreements on anything. They do not care. They are never going to work with you. They don't want to work with you. They're not going to play like they're working with you. They're not going to try to, mimic. They ain't trying to fool you. They are not playing fair. And for y'all to sit up here twiddling your fingers and fucking around with shit because y'all are waiting for them to play nice. And we want this to be done by a bipartisan vote. And we want both sides to go. You're never going to come together. It's never going to happen. Why are you negotiating with the terrorists over there on the freaking right side of the Senate chamber? These people are terrorists, and they would love to hold the government hostage. And you're over here negotiating with terrorists. It makes no sense. The fact that Chuck Schumer said out of his mouth, "Oh, I want to do this, and I want it to be a bipartisan," it's never going to happen. What fantasy world are y'all living in? And see, this is where I was going with the Democrats. The Democrats be on the fuck shit and fuckery all of the time because they're over here trying to play nice with people who don't play nicely. And all the while they're over here trying to play nice with people who don't play nicely, those very same people are passing laws, passing legislation, and those very same people who are not playing nicely are over here getting things done in their respective states and cities that are counter to anything that is good for these yet to be United States of America. So we got all kinds of bullshit that's passing in all of these states while the Dems are over here twiddling their fingers talking about bipartisanship and trying to play nicely with people who don't play nicely, who are trying to make sense of the nonsensical. This shit is stupid. I don't even understand. And let me tell you what one of the biggest. So I'll just look, because that's what's going to take over the news. In 3, 2, 1, you're going to start the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're about to start seeing debt ceiling take over all of the news cycles. I'm telling you what it is now, and it's fuck shit and fuckery. We shouldn't even be at this point. If I was Chuck Schumer right now, you know what I would do? I ain't gonna even wait. Fuck bipartisanship. You know what? We're gonna do it by debt reconciliation tomorrow. The motion will be on the floor way in advance. We're gonna go ahead and pass this with a 51 vote to 49 vote and leave it like that. We don't 51 to 50 and leave it at that. Kamala Harris, bring your ass down to the Senate chamber. Go ahead and cast this vote. We don't have this type of time to be playing around. What is that going to do to campaigning for midterm elections when y'all have a government shutdown on your watch while you have control of the executive branch and both houses of Congress? You got control of the executive branch and both houses of Congress, and you're fucking around. And you about to have a whole government shutdown. And see, I wouldn't even let it get to the point where the media cycle starts to even talk about a government shutdown, because I don't want no parts of that attached to the 2022 campaign. Because listen, at this point, Republicans aren't going to let anything go through. At this point, they're in full swing campaign mode for 2022. They ain't letting the goddamn thing go. Y'all won't get any legislation. Nothing is going to happen out of Washington, D.C. The Senate is going to be doing nothing. There's nothing that's about to happen in the Senate. Because I'm telling you right now, Joe Manchin is going to start to side with the Republicans now because he feels that's how he's going to win. Mind you, the same Joe Manchin who won't get rid of the filibuster, the same Joe Manchin who's filled with fuck shit and fuckery, is doing the bidding of a Republican Party, and the Republican Party in his own state does not vote for him. Look at the statistics. Republican Party in West Virginia don't want no parts of Joe Manchin. They don't care about him. There's no way. So what that means is the Dems over there in the West Virginia are voting this ass clown in there who votes against their own best interest. Now let me tell you how just backward thinking see, this is why I have to go in on the leadership down to the Democratic Party, okay? Leadership down here to the Democratic Party have lost their freaking minds because and this is going to give me my segue to Texas. When the Texas Dems came to Washington, D.C., begging pleading for the Democratic Party and those in positions of power down there to Washington, D.C. for the left, begging them, pleading with it, can y'all pass some legislation? Can y'all come out here? Can somebody help us do something? What happened? Nothing. And the people left, hey Tabitha, and those Dems from the great state of Texas left their state to go to Washington, D.C., looking for help, only for no help to come. You didn't see Nancy Pelosi. You didn't see Joe Biden. You didn't see Chuck Schumer. You didn't see any of the leadership from the Democratic Party do a goddamn thing to help the Texas Dems. And what ended up happening is it just became a whole political stuff. They left, it looked good, it sounded good, then they had to go back home. And when they went back home, sure enough, the voter suppression laws passed. Only because Congress and the people who had the ability to do something over in Washington, D.C. did nothing. They did nothing. And they had those Dems come from Texas looking for help, any kind of help, and they did nothing. They did nothing. And so those people had to go back to Texas. And what happened last week? The voter suppression bill passed. What happened week before that? They pretty much outlawed abortion in the great state of Texas, because you can't get no abortions in the great state of Texas anymore. Because please be clear, when they're talking about 6 weeks, they are talking about not 6 weeks from the time that you had sex. They're talking about 6 weeks from your last menstrual cycle. That's what they're talking about. 6 weeks from your last menstrual cycle. A mess. A mess. A whole ass mess. They done away with Planned Parenthood clinics all over the great state of Texas. Mind you, Planned Parenthood clinics don't only do abortion, they do so many other services over there in Planned Parenthood clinics, but they don't give a shit. Exactly, Tabitha. We have way more respect for the Texas Dems than we do for the congressional Dems. But at this point, if I'm a Dem or if I'm somebody who cares about what is going on, I'm getting the hell out of Dodge. I told y'all a long time ago to get out of the great state of Texas. We said this 6-7 months ago. If you are in the great state of Texas and you continue to stay there while Governor Hot Wheels over there is turning this into a authoritarian state of its own. Please be clear, Texas would love to secede from the United States of America. I'm sorry, the yet to be United States of America, and become an authoritarian state where Governor Hot Wheels is the dictator. Just a mess. Just a goddamn mess. Like, exactly. What's going on, Vonda? They're not even trying. They're not even. What are you doing? First of all, I said this over a year ago. Why is Nancy Pelosi still the Speaker of the House? If y'all remember, when the Dems won the midterm elections and the House went back blue back in 2018. I appreciate that, Vonda. Shondo to you. When House went back blue and Nancy and they were trying to figure out who was going to be the Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi promised us and said, listen, I know they're going to elect me to the speakership, and I'm not trying to stay here perpetually. I just want to come here and stay here for a year or two just to make sure that we get everything in order and that the Democratic Party has good structure and leadership as we transition back to the Dems running the House of Representatives. And then I will move aside and allow for younger leadership. I knew that shit wasn't going to happen. Look at this shit. She ain't trying to come out at all. If she could, she would die sitting in the seat of the Speaker of the House. I ain't wishing death on the lady, but I'm saying left to her own devices, She would die with the gavel of the House of Representatives being pried away from her cold, dead hands before she gave up the speakership. And as long as she's there, and as long as we have somebody like her there, and then we got Biden as president, we're talking about completely centrist politics from the Dems. And guess what we call centrist Democratic policies in 2021? That's really Republican policy. Let's be clear. Being a centrist Dem in 2021, that old school regime is really new school conservatism. Because what y'all are calling conservatives are radical white supremacists and neo-Nazis. See, that's not conservatism. That is radical white supremacy and neo-Nazism that y'all got going on in the bulk of the Republican Party now. And the real conservatives have now morphed into the centrist Democrats. So now you got people like Clyburn down there in South Carolina and Nancy Pelosi and Joe Biden who are trying to coalesce with people who you can't negotiate with. Look, I'm gonna give you a perfect example. And I didn't get to talk about this because I wasn't going live. Look what happened to Nina Turner over there in Ohio. Now, if you don't know the story of what just happened to Nina Turner in Ohio, you need to go do some homework on that. I might have to come back and do some homework on that. Nina Turner is an example of how much the Dems want no parts of progressives. They want no part. They have blackballed that black woman, Nina Turner, to the point where they got some young black I can't think of her name right now. The girl who won. Somebody will look it up. The girl who won that election against Nina Turner. She wasn't even on the radar. She wasn't even going to running for anything. And the Dems who have that much venom and vitriol for Nina Turner, and the fact that the entire Democratic base had galvanized around Nina Turner. Nina Turner, a few months ago, had a between 30 and 40 point lead in that race. And the Dems and the Joe Clyburns and all of the Democratic brass that are all moderate said, I know the fuck you lying. We ain't gonna let her. No, 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 no. We won't let Nina Turner in there because they still have a vendetta on Nina Turner from some years ago. I don't know why they won't let it go, but they got a hard on for Nina Turner. They would never let it go. And so now they found some black woman that they brought out of nowhere and put her there, and they spent all of the Democratic money to go and put their money behind this woman, and she ended up beating Nina Turner, and now we're going to have a problem because she won't be able to win in November. And the problem is, rather than them say, you know what, we're gonna leave Nina Turner alone. She's galvanized the Democratic base over there. Everybody was behind her, and then they came in with their politics, and now they muddied the waters. And so now there was the split of the Democratic, and now it was like, oh, well, we don't know. We respect these old people in the Democratic Party, so I guess we're gonna go with them because those are the people who we like and those are the names we love. Joe Clyburn came down there blathering about, oh, you need to vote for us. This someone Clyburn. Now, let me start by saying I respect Clyburn for what he did during the civil rights era. I respect Clyburn for some of his politics 40 and 50 years ago. Yes, I was here for it. But now we have changed. He's still where he was back then, 40 and 50. As a matter of fact, I don't even think he's as radical as he was back then. He's gotten older, and his way of thinking and his own politics has changed because his life has changed. The things that he needs or his own wishes in life have changed, and so his politics have changed. But it's counter to what's going to help black people in his own state. And so I probably should have put that on the agenda. Nina Turner was not on my agenda, but we definitely need to break down at some point what happened to Nina Turner and how the Democratic Party, instead of being real leaders, instead of being the people, being for the people, of the people, by the people, and doing right by the people, they piss themselves. It's just ridiculous. Just ridiculous. Anyway, I was talking about the fact that these Dems, that old guard in the Democratic Party that refuses to give up hold to the Democratic Party. And let me tell you how they've been empowered and emboldened as well. When we had some of these primaries and stuff like that in a lot of these states, there were some moderate leaning Dems that seemed to, a lot more of the moderate leaning Dems seemed to fare well and win these primaries. But the problem with that level of thinking is, who votes in primaries? Most times it's not the young people. Young people don't vote in the primaries. They don't have that kind of time. Baby, I got to go to work. Baby, I got other things to do. Okay, so me voting in the primary is not. So what you have is a lot more older people, people who really have an axe to grind, and people who are centrist leaning will vote in these primaries. And so with these centrist Dems coming out of primaries, that gave that old guard all the ammunition they need to say, oh, well, you see, they're not looking for progress. The people don't want progressive politics. The people don't want nothing to do with all of that. The people want more moderate thinking. No, the fuck they don't. Listen, to give you, and I'm gonna give you a quick Cliff Notes version of Nina Turner. We're gonna have a whole. Now that I see, we got to have a whole breakdown of Nina Turner. Nina Turner is a former. She was a member of Congress. Okay, what happened was during the 2016 election, early on, when the Democratic Party um was going had whether or not it was going to be Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders, before it was even decided, Nina Turner quickly, because Nina Turner is a progressive, she's a staunch progressive, said, I'm backing Bernie Sanders, and was here for Bernie Sanders. And Nina Turner put all of her uh, power and ability behind Bernie Sanders, and the Dems in positions of power had a problem with it. The Dems in the positions of power say, I know you lying. We told you you need to go for Bernie Sanders. And so what happened was, first chance they got, the Dems ran somebody against her in the primaries and primaried her out of her seat in Congress. And so and then they started to say she was way too progressive, and they started to say, oh, she, people won't follow. It's a lot more to the story than that, but I'm just giving you a quick Clip Notes version. And they've had an axe to grind with Nina Turner way back then, because Nina Turner started to galvanize people behind and Bernie Sanders and stuff like that. And that old black guard in the Congressional Black Caucus had a problem with it, because that old black guard wanted all of the black people to go behind Hillary Clinton, and Nina Turner wasn't here for it. She wasn't here for it. And so ever since then, it's some other things that's been going on. But they continued so to have an axe to grind. So there was a seat that became available in Ohio. Marcia Fudge's seat, I believe it is. I think it's Marcia Fudge's seat. Anyway, Nina Turner decided that she was gonna run for this seat. That was her seat. She had, like, I think it was like a 37, 38 point lead in that race. Right. Vonda, she lost to Chandra. I can't remember her last name, but that's her name. She had like a 37-point lead. And this was like 2 months before the primary. And so after that, the Dems said, "Nah, we still don't see it for you, Nina." Even though the progressives want Nina, that old guard, the old Democratic guard said, "Nah, we ain't here for it." So they got Joe Clyburn and all of these people to come and start said, "Who we gonna find?" They found the girl Chantrell, whatever her name is, and said, "We all gonna back her." And they got Jamie Harrison over there, and they put all of the money from the Democratic Party behind that other girl, and they started putting out ads against Nina Turner, and a lot of the ads were proven to be wrong. But you know how political ads are. Once it's out there, you can't put the toothpaste back in the tube. And they started having all of the faces of the black Democratic Party go behind this other girl who nobody knew, who didn't have any history in politics, who has no political backing, but just because she was the opponent to Nina Turner, that's where. And so what it did was, when you got that old guard behind them, whereas a lot of the older black people in that area were at first behind Nina Turner because they did like their politics. You know how sometimes the older people are like, but I need to go with a name that I know. And because when Joe Clyburn and all of these people, political pundits and the people who they trusted, putting up my quotation fingers, in the Democratic Party back the other chick, that's when they started pulling away from Nina Turner. And then they started to put those ads on the radio and on the television program, all of the black radio stations and on all of the black television programming that were telling lies on Nina Turner. Nina Turner ends up losing the seat, not by a whole lot either. But we're talking about somebody who, like 2 months before the race, had like a 37-point lead. A mess. Because they want somebody in there that will fall in line and do their bidding. It's a lot more, Tabitha. It's a lot more to that story, and I might break it down, but it's a tale in the fuck shit that's going on in the Democratic Party. What's going on? Listen, let's be clear. If y'all could do that to Nina Turner, y'all could have did that to Joe Manchin or Kirsten Sinema. And last election was your time to do it. If you knew you had the electorate that was ready to vote more on the Dem side because of the fuckery and fuck shit that the last administration did, that was your time to get these people like Joe Manchin out of there. But no, you let this white man and his mantle of white privilege and breastplate of white supremacy, run roughshod all over the Senate chambers. A mess. Meanwhile, back in Texas, they're doing whatever they want to do. Now, here is the problem that they're about to have in Texas. Okay? Um, the problem that they're about to have in Texas is this. Governor Hot Wheels out there, uh, fucking Abbott, Governor Abbott is out here touting, "Oh, well, our politics is working," because if you don't know, here's a little bit of Texas politics, okay? Texas has become a hotbed for the tech industry. California still has the largest foothold on the tech industry, and most of the tech companies are there, but a lot of those tech companies are leaving California and going to Texas because California has a lot of state taxes and other things out there that they don't like, but Texas doesn't have a state income tax, and Texas is less likely to tax these tech companies. So they like that. So not Governor Hub around, not doing this with you, Momo. Uh, and so what happens is Austin, Texas has become a fierce stronghold in the tech industry. It's one of the most expensive states to it is the most expensive city to stay in Texas because all of these tech companies are moving out there. And they got a lot of money to spend and they don't mind spending it. And so because of that, the capital of Texas is infiltrated with a lot of tech industry. If you look now, Texas is number 2 state in terms of tech companies. And he's touting that because that's been happening. The problem is he's touting that because a lot of these companies if a company is uprooting itself and moving to another state, that doesn't happen in a week, in a day. That takes years because they have to move all types of, there's a lot of documentation that goes with that, red tape, paperwork, bureaucracy. There's the physical plant part of it where you have to find a building that can accommodate you and the infrastructure and all of those things. And then there's the actual employees, either moving and relocating employees or hiring new ones. Like that's a whole, in some cases, multi-year process where it could take you 2 years in order to have a relocation. So you have this exodus from California to Texas that has been happening over the last about 10 years or so. And so now Texas has all of these tech companies there in Austin. And what's happened is Governor Newsom has all of this extra money in his coffers and all of this backing that he has to say, oh, well, the people must agree with our politics because we got all of these tech companies coming over here because they love Texas so much and they love our politics. No, they don't like your politics. They like the fact that there ain't no goddamn state income tax over there, and they can, line their own coffers and not have to worry about paying taxes that will help out the communities and country that surround them. Because you're a capitalist society and you don't give a shit about the people. You give a bit shit about being rich, and more rich. But anyway, the problem is this: tech companies that have just moved out there or recently moved out there or thinking about moving out there, I just told you there's a part of relocation that you got to contend with, and that part is hiring people or getting people to relocate. And the problem is a lot of people don't want to relocate to a state like Texas that are passing voter suppression laws, to moving to a state like Texas that is banning abortions. Like, you people in that industry, people are less inclined to move to a place that's going to be oppressive and they're not going to be able to live out their lives. So now these tech companies that have made their base and planted themselves in this state are looking around like, yeah, this was probably a bad decision. So you got two dueling things happening. You got Governor Hot Wheels over here saying, oh yes, everybody loves Texas and everybody's moving here and ... And on the other side, the tech companies are saying, yeah, we moved out here, but we didn't know you was about this fuck shit. And yeah, we probably need to rethink that. Yeah, this was not a good idea. So I'm going to see how this is going to play out. I'm going to see how this is going to come to a head. So I'm going to have to give. But that's what's playing out over there with Governor Hot Wheels, who's doing whatever he wants. Listen, Governor Hot Wheels is over there running Texas like a dictatorship. He does not care. They're doing whatever they want out there. They're doing whatever they want out there in Texas. Right. Texas is off the grid electrically from the rest. Absolutely. I told y'all Texas would love to secede from, in the great state of Texas, in their educational department. They have already said you teach Texas history first before you teach American history. That is law in Texas. They must teach Texas history before they teach American history out there. I'm just telling you what I know. I got credentials to teach in the great state of Texas. Telling you what I know. A mess. It's a whole mess out there. It's the wild west out there. In Texas, it's the wild west for real, for real. Just a shit show. Um, child, I agree, Vonda. It's a whole mess out there, and people just don't realize the things that are happening. Um, I'm gonna brush by this next story real fast. I'm just gonna mention it, and we're gonna move on. Your boy is planning. Your boy is out there fundraising and raising money for a 2024 run at the White House. Your boy being Mike Pence. I don't think Mike Pence has an ice cube chance in hell because I think the Republican Party is looking for some ass clown and some person way out there on the hanging off to the far right side of the Republican Party. Okay, that's what they're looking for. A DeSantis or Governor Death DeSantis or Governor Hot Wheels out there or Josh Hawley or some ass clown like that. That's who they're looking for. But Mike Pence is fundraising and stuff like that. Now, if I was the Republican Party, that's really where they should go. Now, politically, Mike Pence is where they should go. A smart, forward-thinking, traditional Republican wants a Mike Pence to run for president. But these crazy ass yahoos we have out here now touting themselves as Republican who are really just white supremacists and neo-Nazis, a part of the party of Trump, want no parts of Mike Pence. Y'all remember they was ready to kill him. Anyway, that's what's happening in that side. I gotta take a moment while we're here because we're about to discuss Miss Coco. And before I discuss what y'all got going on with Miss Coco, let's take a moment because I feel a sugar spike coming. We need to take a moment to regulate our sugar levels. So my sugar might start spiking. Y'all know what happens when we have sugar spikes. People start using the N word with the hard ER. And before we have people start using the N word with the hard ER because of their sugar diabetes, we're going to regulate our sugar levels. To regulate our sugar levels, please take a moment. Take a moment. Have a snack. Regulate your sugar intake. Our sugar levels might start spiking. So we need to regulate all of that. All of that. More sugar. Sugar. It's that sugar. You know how your grandma used to say she got that sugar. Grandma, how she died? It was that sugar. She had that sugar. Anyway, had to give us a moment to regulate our sugar levels. Hey, peace, love. Hey, my love. So, hey, Leslie. So, listen. The reason I say Mike Pence is the best way to go because Mike Pence is a career politician. Mike Pence has been in Congress. Mike Pence knows how to navigate through all of the bureaucracy. Mike Pence can actually get a lot of their um, legislation passed through, but they don't want to go with that. They want clowns. Whatever. So a lot of people have been discussing this next case. Oh, before I get to the COVIDs, I did want to say this. Dog, this is how I got sidetracked. I got sidetracked with Nina Turner. If you are living in the great state of Pennsylvania, y'all need to start watching. Pennsylvania is a blue state. People say it's purple, but traditionally it's a blue state. Okay. The Republicans out there in Pennsylvania are about to do what Arizona did. They have let me tell you what the Republicans out there in the Senate Republicans in Pennsylvania voted yesterday to subpoena the personal information of millions of voters, to include, let me tell you the information they have subpoenaed. The voters' names, date of birth, addresses, driver's license numbers, last four digits of their social security, and the date of their last voting activity. Now, all of that information is all you need to take somebody's identity, because you ain't even got to know a person's whole social security nowadays. If you could quote somebody's last four digits of their social security, that's all you need. The thing about it is, the Senate Republicans are doing this because what they want to do is they want to do an investigation of the last the election in November. They're demanding list of the personal um information, excuse me, of about 6.9 million people. Okay, and these are the people who voted um in Pennsylvania in the November 2020 election. Um, every person who was registered to vote since the last of May, I'm sorry, in who was registered to vote as of May 1st, and everybody who voted in the May 2021 primary elections. Because now they're saying, oh, well, we feel like there was, voter fraud in Pennsylvania in the 2020 election, and we think that there might be some too in the 2021 primary. And so they're already subpoenaing. It's already passed. The Senate, the Pennsylvania State Senate Dems are have filed um, a lawsuit against those Republicans, because to try to stop them from doing that. We're about to have a whole shit show out there in Pennsylvania, just like what we have going on in the great state of Arizona, just like what we have going on in some other states. Because I told you, here's what they do: they see the blueprint and they start to, you know, model the blueprint. Now, Pennsylvania, which is a blue state, is a if y'all having these same concerns where y'all letting the Republican Party out there do this, y'all got a problem. You're about to have a problem. Now, I know their governor is Democrat. That I know. I'm not sure. I might have to look into it and see if the Republicans are running the Senate, if the Republicans have control of the Senate. Anybody here live in Pennsylvania? Because I'm not sure if Pennsylvania, if the Republican has control of the Senate in Pennsylvania or the House. Hold on. Let me ask the Google. Who has control of the Pennsylvania Senate? You know what? I'm telling you, the people be listening, because why? When I was typing it, that's the first thing that came up automatically. Autofilled it because the people are listening. Big Brother is listening. I've never even Googled that in my life, but here it is. As soon as I says who has control of, I put PE and it said Pennsylvania State Senate. A mess. The people are listening. A mess. Let's go. You know what? I'm gonna go to one of my best. So here's the best. Here's a one of the sources that I go to for a lot of good numbers and stats politically. Ballotpedia.org is a great resource. Ballotpedia.org drbingow.org is a great resource. All right. Oh, Republican Party has control of their Senate. Yep. The Republican Party has a 28 majority. They have 50 seats in their Senate. Republicans have 28 seats, Dems have 21, and then there's one independent. Interesting. Interesting. So this is why we always say elections have consequences. Now, let's see what the Pennsylvania House has. See if I can pull that up. The Pennsylvania House, Republicans also have control of the Pennsylvania House. They have 203 seats in their House. 113 belong to the Republican Party, 88 to the Dems, and then they have 2 vacancies. So, yeah. So Republicans have control of their entire legislative branch, which is why they can do this type of fuck shit. And so the poor governor over there, who may not want a lot of this to go through, and their lieutenant governor, I know he fights hard on this stuff. The legislators there are saying, yeah, we're here for it because this is Republican control. Interesting. This is very, very interesting. Very interesting, Pennsylvania, which is traditionally a blue state, but this is very interesting. I'm looking at this now. And so if you live in the great state of Pennsylvania as a former resident of PA, yeah, that state can swing real quick. And as you can see, what happened was, now I remember when Pennsylvania in 2016 swung red, and that's probably how we had that wave of red that swept through their House and their Senate. And while the governor is still a Democrat, the legislature is Republican. That's interesting. That's real interesting. Y'all might have a problem out there, Pennsylvania. Y'all could have a real problem. A real, real problem. Look, y'all need to listen. Y'all need to take a lesson from Arizona. Take a lesson from Arizona. Anyway, I wanted to put that out there because I know there are people who watch that may live in Pennsylvania. I got family in Pennsylvania, in Pittsburgh, and I got family in Philadelphia. So yeah. Anyway, um that was supposed to be a story earlier, but Nina Turner, I got sidetracked. So y'all see I'm still over here eating candy, regulating my sugar levels. I'm gonna try to be as nice as I can with this next young lady. Y'all know they've been talking about Nicki Minaj, Onika, in the last couple of days because a fledgling rapper at this point is the person that young people and the general public should go to when they're looking and deciding things for their own personal health and safety, and to go to for anything scientific or medically sound, because I'm going to a fledgling rapper for that. Anyway, that's not my story, dear God above. The story is this: the country of Trinidad and Tobago is having a problem now because health officials over there in that country have had to field hundreds of calls from people concerned and trying to debunk this fuck shit and foolery that she done put on Al Gore's Good Internet. And people had a problem with Joy Reid for calling her out. I'm with Joy Reid. You have 22 million followers. You have roots and you have heritage out of Trinidad and Tobago, and now you're referencing baseless medical findings and scientific reasoning out of Trinidad and Tobago. That's just unwarranted, unproven, and untrue. Matter of fact, the health officials in Trinidad and Tobago said they had no cases of anybody with swollen testicles in a few years. And they said that the problem is they're out here, they are having COVID spikes out there, and they're doing everything in their power to try to thwart and fight COVID spikes. But instead of being able to be about the business of saving lives, getting people vaccinated, and doing right medically by the people in that on that island in that country, they got to deal with fielding phone calls because of her fuck shit. Now, if you don't know what happened, there's some of y'all who don't follow this fuck shit, and so I'm gonna tell you what happened. We had the Met Gala on Monday. Monday they had the Met Gala. That happened Monday. So Monday, Nicki Minaj sends out a tweet and said they wanted me to get vaccinated for the Met. If I get vaccinated, it won't be for the Met. It'll be once I feel I've done enough research. I'm working on that now. In the meantime, my loves, be safe, wear the mask with two strings that grip your head and face, not that loose one. If she had left it at that, we don't have a problem. If she had left it at that, we don't have a problem. I don't even have a problem with that. But then she went on. Onika decided to say this. She then tweeted after that, my cousin in Trinidad won't get the vaccine because his friend got it and became impotent. His testicles became swollen. His friend was weeks away from getting married. Now the girl called off the wedding. So just pray on it and make sure you're comfortable with your decision, not bullied. The only time, what's going on, Ashton? The only time, oh yeah, she posted this to her 22 million followers. The only time I'm looking to you for anything, Nicki Minaj, is if somebody asks you to do a feature. I don't even want you on a whole song. I don't even want you to do your own song. All I want you to do is do a feature, which give you a few bars and take you on your merry little way. I don't want no parts of you after that, Nicki Minaj. You worry about your husband who's, alleged to be a pedophile. That's what you need to be worried about. Right, them ass shots that went to her brain. I don't even understand. So let's be clear. You over here with third and fourth party information. It ain't even your cousin who got the swollen testicles and who became impotent. It was your cousin friend. Come on now. So now we talk about my cousin's friends, baby mama, uncle, niece, daughter's co-worker. The fuck are you talking about? And you throwing that out there as if this has scientific basis and reasoning, and as if you've seen the doctor's prognosis written down somewhere. You don't even know if that's true. This could be some kind of urban legend. Child, they say Rufus down there, that nigga got swollen nuts. They say his nuts swole. He say his dick can't even get hard after he got the vaccine. Child, his girlfriend, she left him. What the fuck? What are we talking about? What are we? And then you got people backing this woman and her level brand of fuckery. Her level brand of fuckery. Okay. What are we talking about? People are like, oh, y'all don't need to bully her because she need to have a right to take the vaccine and do her research. So let me be clear. Your research starts with your cousin talking about his friend who alleges that his girlfriend won't marry him now because he's impotent and his nuts swole. That's the research that we're doing, right, Miss Minich? And then, as opposed to rescinding what she said and say, y'all know what, that was dangerous for me to put that out. I probably should. She got mad at Joy Reid because Joy Reid came up on Joy Reid went on the readout and went in and said, Nicki Minaj, you got 22 million followers. Why the fuck are you putting this kind of shit out there? And people talking about stuff, oh, don't bully people without the vaccine. No, I'm gonna bully her into getting. I'm bullying everybody into getting the vaccine. Why? Because the reason we can't go back to normal is because you ass clowns who take ass shots are over here believing baseless rumors about some nefarious person with elephantitis of the nuts and shit, and who can't get his dick hard no more. Mind you, the medical and health officials down there to the great island of Trinidad and Tobago said we ain't even had a case of nobody with swollen nuts in how many years. So what the fuck are you talking about, Nicki Minaj? Y'all better get Nicki Minaj. These people said they had to stop and take people dedicated to helping people with the COVID vaccine and helping people get treatment for COVID so they can go answer phones to answer all of these new questions and all of these calls that they get from people saying, oh, is my nuts going to get swollen? Because the last thing we want is our nuts swollen. Listen, I'd rather die a painful death from COVID, allegedly, according to these people. I'd rather die a cold, painful death from COVID, not being able to see my family, not being able to breathe, than have my nuts get swollen and be impotent and not be able to get my dick hard. Because apparently that's what's most important. Damn the fact that I'm dead and I can't get it hard anyway. Well, I guess technically it would be hard once you're dead because you do become rigid. But still, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? Hey, peace and love. This ain't even secondhand info. This is third and fourth hand info. But y'all around here protecting Nicki Minaj. A mess. A damn mess. If Nicki Minaj had left it at, listen, y'all, I'm just doing my own research to get the vaccine, wear your mask, dot, dot, dot. If she had left it at that first tweet, we're not here. Girl, okay, do what you do. That's you. If you want to die, go on ahead. But I don't need you telling me about your cousins, friends, neighbors, daughter, co-workers, wife, husband, whose nuts allegedly got swollen and now is impotent, even though the health officials down there too, Trinidad and Tobago, said they had a nail case of that in how many years? And then I saw people, well sound people, defending Nicki Minaj. I said, what type of fucker? A mess. Just a mess. A mess. I don't listen. When you have to have the Prime Minister of Great Britain reference the fact that he doesn't know who Nicki Minaj is and he doesn't know why she's putting this information out there. Oh, yes, that happened yesterday. This is how you know. We are in bizarro world. Bizarro world. We got you got somebody who was dating the likes of a Safari Samuels, touting him as somebody who we should see it for and respect. And that's the person who y'all want to go to give you credible information about a vaccine that is killing millions of people around the globe. Make that shit make sense. A mess. A goddamn mess. A goddamn mess. I guess if I'm following Nicki Minaj to get information on what I should do about COVID, I guess next we're going to be looking to people like the baby to give us information about what to do about HIV and AIDS, right? That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. That's where we're going, right? Fuck out of here. What is happening? Like, I really want to know what's happening here. Help us, Lord. I just don't. The dangerous part is, like I said, this ass clown is taking time, effort, and energy away from the health officials and the people who are doing the work of saving lives. You know, they're being taken away to answer asinine ass questions about fucking swollen nuts and impotence. My condolences and my apologies to the swollen nuts community and the community of men who are impotent. My apologies and condolences. Girl. In addition, listen, she wasn't right. She wasn't asking a question. She was repeating a debunk anti. Right. She was just throwing shit out there. I'm sure in a day or two, her cousin gonna come out here and be like, "Nah, I ain't tell her nothing like that. I ain't tell her shit. I ain't tell her nothing. I don't know nobody who got no swallow that." The people came right out and said it's nobody who's been reported. We haven't had a case of swollen nuts in years. A lot, just fuckery. Just a goddamn mess. Now, in addition to that, we got people all over the fruited plains going down here to school board meetings to fight against mandatory masks for children who can't even get vaccines because you want your children to get sick and die because there are no more beds in ICU. We'll get there in a second. I didn't even know I was going to be on here this long, but that's okay. We here. Let's do it. So, here's what we got going on. Where's my story? Okay, here it is right here. We talked about Governor Hot Wheels, or as Volvo calls him, Governor Hover-Round. Well, now, in addition to having Governor Hot Wheels, we now have Congressman Hot Wheels. Congressman Madison Cawthorn. I think we'll call him Congressman Hover-Round. We'll leave Hot Wheels for Governor Abbott, and we'll say Hover-Round to Congressman, Representative, I should say, Madison Cawthorn. He's out of the great, what state is he out of? Oh no, don't give it that to us in Florida, because there are other states vying to be way worse than Florida. And one of those states that we've talked about so many times on my channel is North Carolina. Oh yeah, North Carolina, come on and raise up, take your shirt off. Who am I? Petey Pablo, North Carolina. Okay, that North Carolina. He decides that on Monday, well, no, this was last week he did this. Well, I don't know. Well, let me not say that. I don't know the date that he did this, but the date that this was reported on, that somebody posted the picture of this, was Monday. Now, let me show y'all a picture of. I have a picture for you. I got a picture for y'all. This is. Oh no, I don't have a picture. I have a picture of the situation. This is him right here speaking at a school board meeting. Representative Hover talking about how we don't need mask mandates and stuff like that. Nothing to see here, right? Everything looks okay, right? Now, before I give y'all the rest of this story, I'm going to take another sugar spike break. We need another. I'm telling y'all, when I finish this story, you're going to need. Let's regulate our sugar. Hold on. Give us a moment.
Hold on, friend. Okay, you on speakerphone. What you want to tell them?
I see a lot of you guys are very concerned about my health. And I'm going to have diabetes.
And what else they be saying?
I'm going to die one day. Everybody's going to die of something. Oh, right. The reason why I like sugar is because apparently I'm fat.
Friend, you're not fat.
I am fat, though.
No, you're not. What else you going to put in there?
I'll mix it with a little water for y'all people.
That's it?
Just a little bit good.
So is that your dinner? Right there?
Yes, this is dinner tonight.
What is it?
I'm on a diet, so I can have one hot dog.
What about the pickle?
Pickles are good for you, so.
And your fries?
I got my French fries plain. I got my lemonade, strawberry.
With sugar.
I could just put a little sugar in it, But thank y'all for being concerned about me.
Call me. Hold on, friend.
Needed that sugar spike break. Now that we've regulated sugar levels, nothing to see here, right? Think again. This is a close-up image. Nothing to see there, right? I want y'all to look right there at the bottom, right above that little blue tag, right? Just above that little blue tag on the bar is a knife. That Representative Hover brought to the school board meeting, which is against the law. They've already, at first, they tried to say, well, maybe that's a part of the wheelchair, whatever. If you look closely, you see the sheath and scabbard for said knife, and they've already identified the knife. Already identified it. Because see, these people are ready. And I told y'all, while we were out here playing games and pussyfooting around, these people are not playing, okay? They are here for it. So you got Representative Hover, right? Representative Hover is going to school board meetings with a knife, with a weapon, which is against the law in the very same state to which he represents at the United States House of Representatives. So not only is he out here willing and wanting to take the lives of innocent children and students by opposing mask mandates. He's also about that life because he don't want y'all to think that just because he's in a goddamn wheelchair that he ain't about that life. So he is prepared at any given moment to say, hey, I'm here for it. You ready? I'm here for it. I'm just saying. Now, if he come at me, I'm just gonna push him down. I'm just gonna push him down. Just gonna push him right on over. Girl, sit down. Girl, sit down somewhere. Just push him down. Hey, Mr. Pisces. I ain't seen you in a minute, Mr. Pisces. How you been? Been missing you around these parts. It's good to see you. See you in a minute. I mean, I'm just saying. If y'all think by any stretch of the imagination that he's even going to be brought up on any charges, you're reaching. He will not be charged. Nothing will be said about it. Nothing will be done. Mind you, this is against the law for you to bring weapons on the premises of school buildings. Against the law. Exactly, traveler. Let a black person has showed up at a school board building with a knife. Hmm, a mess. I just want y'all to see this is a sitting member of the United States House of Representatives. Please be clear. Oh, yes. I'm just telling y'all what we're dealing with. I've never seen people so adamant about dying. And when I say adamant about dying, adamant about other people dying, adamant about protecting their own rights to die, meaning they're willing to protect their right not to wear a mask at all costs because they're all about people dying from COVID. But they don't want you to kill off that baby. That's it, that fetus. They don't want y'all to kill off, that collection of cells that doesn't yet have a heartbeat. But they don't want y'all to kill that off before, you birth it. But they willing to kill you off after you die. Now, once you pop out, they willing to take your life. Make it make sense. North Carolina. North Carolina. Anyway, I just report these things as I see it. Um, I just report these things as I see it, okay? Now, I told y'all that, and we talked about this on Teacher Project 2.0. Shout out, shameless plug. That the positivity rates for people for children 12 and under is higher than the positivity rate of adults, meaning there are more children now catching COVID and landing in the ICU that are 12 and under than there are grown people. Here's what's going on in Idaho, in northern Idaho. Oh, yes. The same Idaho that wants no parts of COVID mandates, that wants no parts of social distancing, wants no parts of anything that's going to do anything to thwart COVID. Didn't Carlton bring a gun on a plane a few months back? Nothing with it. Exactly. Um, not at least 3 billion should go. I'm not doing this with you. It's a Pisces. Anyway, in northern Idaho, hospitals are now allowed to save beds and ventilators for those, quote, most likely to survive. Listen, Oh yes, Tabitha, the people are correct. You need to be ready for these people because these people are ready for you. If you ain't ready for them, they're ready for you. In northern Idaho, they have now said a hospital is allowed to save beds and ventilators for those that they deem most likely to survive. Please be clear. Now, the saving beds part, that's not a foreign thing. But when you talk about saving ventilators, what that means is this: they don't have enough one. And once they take someone off the ventilator, that's like someone drowning or being suffocated to death slowly. It's painful, agonizing. Let me read y'all what this says. As hospital workers desperately try to save lives with limited resources and dwindling available beds during the COVID-19 pandemic, public health officials in Idaho activated a quote crisis standards of care end quote for northern hospitals last week that would in rare cases allow hospitals to save beds and ventilators quote for those who are most likely to survive end quote, the Associated Press reported of the guidelines last week. Um, Here's what the Idaho Department of Health and Welfare Director Dave Jefferson said to the AP. He said, "Crisis standard of care is a last resort. It means we have exhausted our resources to the point that our healthcare systems are unavailable to provide treatment and care we expect." Let me say that again. It means we have exhausted our resources to the point that our healthcare systems are unable to provide the treatment and care we expect. They can't help you. If you go out here and get COVID and are unvaccinated, and now you got to be out here on ventilators and beds, they could look at you and say, "Oh, yeah, it don't look like you can. It don't look like. I don't feel like you're gonna be able to make it. So you got to go on home. Ain't nothing we can do for you." Once, listen now, please be clear. I understood why some people at the beginning were, not necessarily. Some people of color, I should say, were not necessarily trusting of vaccines because of the tumultuous history of Black people in this country and the medical field. But don't think that the tides have completely turned, because if left to themselves, and you got people in the medical profession making decisions on who is not deemed likely or expected to make it, you don't think they, if left between a white person or a Black person in Idaho? Hmm, y'all can fill in the blanks. He went on to say, "This is a decision I was fervently hoping to avoid. The best tools we have to turn this around is for more people to get vaccinated and to wear masks indoors and in outdoor crowded public places. Please choose to get vaccinated as soon as possible. It is your very best protection against being hospitalized from COVID." I'm just telling y'all, it's already started in Idaho. Some states have already had things like this in place. There will be other states rolling out with this. It's a mess. I wanted to report on this as well, and we'll talk more about this on Teacher Project 2.0. I'll get with Brittany. We're going to get back to y'all. Teacher Project Teacher Project 2.0. But I saw this and I wanted to report on this first. Let me help y'all understand something. Most school districts in the country have already started. At this point, most, if not all, I'm not going to say all, but I think almost every school district has already started school. In the great state of Georgia, okay, in the Atlanta area, 25 teachers and staff have died from COVID since August 11. Let me say that again. In the great state of Georgia and in the great city of Atlanta, 25 teachers, staff, and faculty at schools in Georgia have died. That's in 1 month. These ain't old people. These ain't people with, debilitating pre-existing conditions. We got people in their 30s, 20s, somebody as young as I think 24. As young as 24. I see they got the list of the people. I see people in their 30s, 40s. The youngest being 24. People are dying. Dying. And please be clear. Let me say this. A lot of people who are telling you that they've been vaccinated are not vaccinated. I found this image. I want to show y'all this image. Where's my image? Look at this, y'all. I want y'all to look at that. This is this image I got from the CDC. This is the map of these yet to be United States of America, but this is as of August, the percentage of people fully vaccinated in these states. Look at this. I want y'all to look at it now. Look at it. So a lot of I want y'all to, what state I want y'all to look at? Look at a state like Georgia. Look at that mess. Which means that that looks to be, under 40% of people. Okay? A lot of these people out here, oh yeah, I've got my vaccine, I got vaccinated. Really? A lot of these people lie. I'll be like, show me a real vaccination card that shows both dates. You cannot trust these people. And a lot of people are way too trusting because somebody might say, oh, I got the vaccine, I'm vaccinated. And now you feel like you're in a safe place, or this is a safe setting where I can be around this person and I can, maybe take off my mask. Don't trust it. Y'all see look at this. I want y'all to take a good look at this map. Look at it. If that is not sobering, I don't know what to tell you. If that is not sobering, something's wrong with you. These people out here lying. People are out here lying. We know we got the anti-vaxxers. We know we got those cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs people who ain't trying to get vaccinated, don't want to get vaccinated, and want no parts of a mask. But it's a whole lot of people professing to be vaccinated that ain't got nail vaccine in their body. Maybe they got one, the first dose. Look at it, people. Look at it. Anyway, y'all, I just wanted to show y'all that I'm about to get up off here. Listen, I had a great time doing the politics of it all. I'm gonna have to come back and do that thing on Nina Turner because I thought a lot of people knew about Nina Turner. Um, I thought a lot of people knew about Nina Turner, but I see I'm gonna have to do a breakdown of really what took place between Nina Turner and the Democratic Party because that's a story that really goes into details about what the Democratic Party got going on for real, for real. Anyway, y'all, I have enjoyed my time. I hope that you did what we. I hope that you have learned some things today. I hope you have been empowered. I hope that you can go out there and be knowledgeable about something. I ain't said I'm gonna give you everything, but I'm gonna give you some nuggets that perhaps something you saw today said, "Oh, I'm gonna go back and I need to go look that up or do a little bit more research on that," because these things, as much as people don't like politics and people tell you they don't do politics, you're doing politics whether or not you believe you are. Just by living and breathing and going about the business in your respective areas, you were heavy into politics, whether or not you want to be. Um, Thank you, court documents. So listen, now I know I be blathering about sometimes, and I have sugar spikes, and I, have my moments, but I try to give you information that you can use. Um, look out for that stuff. I told y'all you about to start seeing stuff on this debt ceiling stuff over and over and over. They're about to browbeat y'all across the head about debt ceiling for the next month or so, if not more than that. Hey, Marsha Johnson, thank you for those of you jumping out the bushes. If you want to contribute to the snack fund, my cash app is there because I be needing to regulate my sugar levels. Not expected, but appreciated if you send to the snack fund. Uh, if you have a story from your area or your state that you'd like me to look into and break down, I don't mind doing that. Send me an email. My email is here. Okay, my email is there. So you can feel free, or you can DM me on Instagram, on my Instagram. All my information is down here. So um send me information and I will look into that and we'll bring that back. Don't worry, I won't go this long without doing the politics of it all. Again, I just had a lot going on with funerals and deaths and stuff like that. Yes, people, please wear your mask, social distance. Don't let people run up on the back of you like that and be all up on top of you. Because I'm starting to see it, different stores and different things like that. People be all up on top of people and stuff. Excuse me, 6 feet, get away from me, because I don't know you. Be vigilant, okay? And be concerned because it's not a whole lot that you can do if you're dead or from a hospital bed. So please, and the last thing I want to say about it, and that's the part that we talked about at the end. If not for yourselves, for your children and those children out here that can't get vaccinated, you might have even if you don't have your own kids, you may have a niece, a nephew, a godson, a goddaughter, or somebody out here who may be vulnerable and can't get vaccinated because it's not possible for them at this moment. At least, if not for yourselves, for them. Okay, so please let's do that. As I always say, I love y'all. I love on y'all. Thank you all for being vocal, present, and active. Thank you for doing what you do. Thank you for any and all contributions that you make to the channel. It is much appreciated. We'll be back. What's today? Thursday. I might come back tomorrow. We might do a run your mouth tomorrow. Y'all know Saturday we'll be here for Silly Saturday. I was out of town last Saturday. So I couldn't do Silly Saturday last Saturday, but we'll be here for Silly Saturdays this Saturday. We will be silly this Saturday. We will do Silly Saturday this Saturday. And I'll probably go live maybe tomorrow night. I'll think about it. Anyway, that's all I got for y'all. Thank y'all for coming. Shondo's in the building. Shondo's in and throughout the chat. Thank y'all for coming. Y'all drive safely. I'm out.